Saki, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. I'm currently making nails. I'll show off the house in a second. It's not done, so I don't want to show it off. But we did get one. We got a small, it was very itty bitty, and we'll try and get to a bigger one at another time, but everything was taken and I was afraid if I didn't get a small in Ishgard now, it would have been a bloodbath of unreasonable proportions. But anyway, let me throw these nails in here. Oh my god. And then we have to hop to it because there's much to do. Not a lot of time to do it. Oh my god. Back to this crafting. I don't have any of this. Yeah, I don't have any old mats. I was woefully unprepared for this eventual happening. Cleared out my inventory well enough. Okay. Well, I need at least 6 bases. No. Let me just throw these mats in here for now. Okay. Okay, so let me show it off really quick. Well, you would normally come in. Whoop. You come in from here. There will be a message book there. Because our FC name is Hildi's. Got that. A little waiting room. This is an FC house, right? I'm still figuring out. I haven't changed the floors. I did change the wallpaper, but it's probably not going to be the House 4 Tom's wallpaper. Then we come down here. Because it's mostly my sister and I on these days. I think her character has stuff with flowers. I was going to put a fireplace here. Lots of books, lots of little trinkets and treasures. Alchemy stuff will be in here. Yeah. It's just like, it'll just be like the FC's little workshop and stuff. But nothing, curtains are mismatched and we're just, it's a work in progress. But I'm very pleased. The outside looks pretty nice. It was just what I had left over. Because I have a personal small, because I have a personal small, I have more outside stuff than I know what to do with. And all of the stuff out here has been in my yard at one point or another. I used to have the flower shop and the bookshop outside. I used to have cherry trees. I do actually think I have one of these still, but like the vegetable garden used to be out here. I used to have tons of these, and like, yeah. So this is all. It was all stuff that I loved but you can only have 20 items in your yard. So I'll probably cycle through some of the stuff. I probably won't keep this here. I would like to keep the little shops. I know there's stuff that you can get for like displays for outside that I'm gonna look into. Cherry trees we'll keep, but like in comparison, yeah. You could only have so much. Every time I need to get the new bridge. There's a really pretty ivory bridge that'll go better than my wooden one. But like every time something new came out, I was like, well, eventually I get so scared every time they add new good outdoor items because I'm like, oh no, something's gotta go. So I've like replaced my cherry trees with these trees and the lakeland trees and the fountains. I've had several different things under here. I always have to make a hard decision, but let's hop to it. We will start with crafting. which is going to be in Charlian. I think I should just start making... She's gonna want the three of the second day stuff, which I can get just over here. Right at the apothecary, I think she said. Yes. Custom deliveries, Annalise, the focus. I'll do this really quick. Might as well get crafting out of the way at the beginning. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Oh, I did it wrong, actually. Oh no, I didn't do it wrong. Well, it doesn't matter. Oh, nice one. Okay, I have to turn in my white scripts, because if I lose more out on more of that, I will be pretty sad. You have to be able to turn in white scripts here somewhere. I'm hoping it's at the school. That'd be a huge oversight if you couldn't. I kind of think you can't, though. I know you can turn in things at the school, but I didn't think they added people that could do the... Yeah, script exchange. Oh, good. Whew. Let's do... Levier Estate, then. Ah, 'tis good to see you, Kazusaki. I trust the procurement of various odds and ends for the homestead program proceeds apace. I am ever so curious to see what wonders you will bring. Oops. I have wonderful news, Kasasagi. The students have not but praise for your marvelous supplies. Indeed, it appears the program is a smashing success. Why, even my former mentor saw fit to congratulate me. Rest assured, however, I told him I could not have done it without you. I only hope the supplies... have also been useful to Milla. When she has a solid grasp on aether manipulation, I have no doubt our resources will further bolster her flourishing skills. Alas, I must give her the space to learn in her own time. Hello, Kasasaki. I didn't realize you were visiting. Actually, there was something I wanted to tell you. I really appreciate the work you're pouring in. You've done pouring all these sorts of things. Oh, procuring all sorts of things for myself and the other students. Your support has meant the world to us, so thank you. Well, then I'd better be off. A lot of spells to practice in so little time. I mustn't drag my feet lest I get behind my peers. Just a moment, Milla. I could not help but notice that you seem a touch out of sorts. Pray tell, is something the matter? Whatever do you mean? I couldn't feel better. Are you sure? Though faint, the gauntness of your cheeks indicates otherwise. I have no doubts that you will enjoy your meals here at home, but I cannot speak for elsewhere. What can you tell me of the food at the studium? Aha! As I thought. Believe it or not, the meals at the studium were considered gruesome, to put it lightly, even in my day. A damning statement considering our woefully low culinary standards. Forgive me for not noticing sooner, Milla. From now on, I shall personally prepare lunch for you. But what? No. I couldn't bear to inconvenience you further. Inconvenience? Don't be ridiculous. We are family, my dear. Right then, I would love to learn how to cook the Venerian dishes, if you would care to teach me. Come, let us away to the kitchen. Lady Emily's, we servants would be happy to serve you anything you wish. I must insist that you leave the cooking to us. Thank you, Maryland, but that won't be necessary. Though I am out of practice, I am not wholly bereft of culinary skills. After all, it was I who often prepared luncheon coffers for Fortunato when we were students, and I am quite glad I did. His propensity for the Archon loaf would have ruined his figure otherwise. Now, let us go and put the kitchen to good use, shall we? Yes. But Lady Annalise, please reconsider. No, I don't think I will imagine that. Nasty bread. Emily's is delighted with your efforts. She now considers you a benefactor of House Levier. And yet there is still much work to be done if she is to ensure students enrolled in the academic homestead program feel at home in Old Charlian. To that end, Emily's has a new favor to ask of you. It is only natural Milla would grow homesick, and yet somehow I fail to notice. A taste of home from time to time would no doubt lift her spirits, but we've only the bland cuisine of Charlian to offer her, which is why I suspect that rather than endure a questionable repast to the studium, she chooses to suffer pangs of both longing and hunger when she's away. It breaks my heart to think there may be other students suffering in silence just as Milla did. To err on the side of caution, I will advise the other homestead families to be particularly mindful when it comes to matters of nourishment. Speaking of which, students who share Milla's passion for learning are often wont to remain in the studium from their first classes in the morning until well after the last bell. Luncheon coffers able to keep their food fresh during those long hours would go a long way to quell any dietary issues they may have. I trust I can count on you to supply the requisite coffers. Not today, though, because there's little point in doing that. It's not going to move the story. I'll do it before the end of the week. I hope I remember. But we gotta move ourselves along. Let's go talk to Tataru. Magina seems inordinately eager to speak with you. Kasasagi Kazuki, welcome, welcome. I am Magina, assistant shopkeeper and apprentice seamstress here at Tataru Taru's boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives, but you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Elven Rhyme. You are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Not yet, but she soon shall be. What? Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? You gotta run, Casa. Now to make a long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds near and far, and in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We shan't rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we've hardly taken this world by storm, no. Much like yourself, we must look towards new horizons. The science proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Heidelin, all for the greater good, of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took the place on Elben Rhyme. I have no doubts that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current number one customer, you. Our erstwhile comrades in arms know when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have seen such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I have prepared. If you'll cover my aetheryte expenses. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Kasasagi first? Don't you worry, I have it all planned out. First, Limsa Lominsa. Sicard has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he is sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gridania. The Seedsayers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Arun Senna. I hear tell that he has some interest in affairs abroad, so the novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for Ulda, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He's always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Between his investment with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality, accronements. With that out of the way, Magina, would you do the honors? Never let it be said that Tataru Taru is as stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astilizia, I'm certain you will, someone will point you in Sigard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it. Can I do this as a... What level is this quest? 90? I can do it as an alchemist? That doesn't seem right. What look do I want to go with? Not bad. Oh, Mark. Let's go with that. I don't think we'll be doing any fighting. I think it'd be crazy if we did. Sicard. Is the boat closer to the fishing docks? That's not what I wanted. Yes. That's quiet even for me. Lives the woman, so why are you so quiet? Aye, I recognize you. What do you want? Long as it's not another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. Well, bugger me. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Can I interest you in some fine garb today? Your sales pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. We may as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the whole world. Not being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilsebird made me see how small my world was compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn haul of animite than anyone else in the realm had seen. Between that and the new metalworks we've got going, with the kobolds and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is to say that if you've got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Masterworks from Tataru Taru's boutique, guaranteed by the Warrior of Light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear 'em. Folk be lining up on the docks for these. Literally seeing as old Charlene's only accessible by sea, now if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now we just need Emilian on board. Why? He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. And he still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble, so I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesmen's types across the continent. Tell Tataru I'm looking forward to setting sails on this new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us. Messed that one up, but it's okay. Kazusagi, tell me how our little venture thus far. Ooh-hoo! Sicard's eyeing the new shipping routes, is he? All according to plan, but our work has only just begun. I'll keep my own contacts while you work on our rune. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Mayun can sniff him out. I have a free teleport there. Why, if it isn't Kasasagi Kuzuki, struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is this information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our Seedsayer's comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray in Ilsbard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe settlements and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I just suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. I don't think I know where the Blue Badger Gate is. I thought it was behind... There's a gate over there that you had to open personally, but I suppose it is this one. Makes sense. There's a Blue Badger. What's that other gate then? Oh, the White Wolf Gate. Okay. Curious. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Kasasagi? And with such an enormous sack? I admit you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea is in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I am of the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I can secure the other Seedseer's approvals. You are doubtless aware that historically, Redania has placed peace of the Twelveswood and our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. You don't say. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star entire? Our ventures in Garlemald made the strength of a world made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me around to the idea. If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men. Now our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for Azela, and may as well be one for all the differences my status as Seedseer makes to those who want for succor. Yet 'twas the self-same insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to truly feel part of the greater whole. I am but one among myriads upon the star. I dare say I should have behaved accordingly. This little lad has truly grown up. He was very adamant about not letting us be a white mage and all sorts of stuff. He's really... Now he's going out in the world and helping, and probably the only seed seer that makes any sense around here. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. If he becomes the next elder seed seer, I think good things would happen. Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our seed seer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Gulda once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I will be waiting your full report at the boutique. I see. Marshal Tupon is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Captain Kozuki awaits his convenience. Ooh, they called me by my Gridania title, Captain. I like it when they do that. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect to see you here this morning. Tataru is often quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Elzebard, however, to truly see Tzionza for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and, most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More than any tool, it is a treasure beyond a prize. Does every soldier in the immortal flames not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor, to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may just be the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order of custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Colosseum? Why, thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to give that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. I have spoken with Tataru at some length about our pasts, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupt when she was very young, a consequence of her father's failing business. They were forced to put all their wealth towards paying off his debts and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched for to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for have changing hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds, for her, aren't lost or damaged. True enough. Though if it is to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case... I had considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn that necklace into a piece Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have an opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course, may the traders guide you to fortune fair. You've returned, with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarapun arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? Her mother's necklace! Why, that's a wonderful idea! Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mr. Tataru prefers? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Apologies, I could not help but overhear. Yeah, I agree. That's quite alright, but do keep your voice down. What was it that you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. With such gifts, you could turn that necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present success as well. That's perfect! If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, then we should have more than enough tokens from friends across the sea. What do you think, Kasasagi? Well, well, were you waiting for little old me? Mistress Tataru, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples, yes? Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin? I knew he would come through, though I admit I wasn't expecting an outfit to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warriors can always learn a thing or two. And Sicard and Arun have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you and to be ready when we are. Oh, cool. So that will continue on as the patches continue on. Most excellent. Then I will... I think we need to head to Thavnair. I think this outfit's cute enough. And you know, Hildebrand does usually have some combat in it. And I think this is fine. Actually, it's right over here, isn't it? The pungent The pungent Lullafil can scarcely conceal his excitement. Wait, I know you! We met in Kugani! You're that stone... Isn't this the one that was stalking Tataru? Oh, that didn't even occur to me. But it does seem like it, right? Although, because the Namino and Pippin would have to get married and have a kid for that to be to be the case. But Sigurd taking Melwobe's place and Arun taking Kana's place actually makes a lot of sense. This is the Lullafil that was stalking Tataru. It just suddenly occurred to me. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. Oh, it was Nashu. That's right. The creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashu to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years? Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then, huzzah! I found her here at Razet Han. Normally, I'd be happy to get back and playing the silent, invisible guardian, but she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. So what say you? Will you deliver my dearest Nashu from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt salving over an Elblick. And with that, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. You too, I guess. Now go quickly, save my beloved. Oh, shit. You just walk there. That should do it. Now to take this medicine and... Core! Kazusagi! It feels like it's been forever, though definitely less than a year, I'm sure. I can't believe that they're referencing the time bubble. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. It's so irritating. Definitely less than a year. Everything that's ever happened has been in less than a year. Ooh. How dare Koji Fox? What brings you to Razet Han? Enjoying a spot of adventuring? Or perhaps... I heard the professor's dead, or the inspector's dead. Then you've heard! It's true! Inspector Hildebrand's gone into hibernation again, and... Oh, wait, you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So, back on the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with dew prism and was forced to whisk us all far away? How that strange rift opened up when the inspector then got sucked up into, and how I followed him in after that? Well, after that, we all ended up in a bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right, and so we wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained that we were in the inner spectral rift, and then used the same trick to bring us home. Greg himself stayed behind, though. thing about a score that he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that the inspector hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs his beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time, less than a year though, and we've got a case to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shakasoka concern, that is, you remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Got sucked into the rift along with us. Former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you get to know him. Really? Please. I already hate. Please, I am to meet you once more under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jubrika, chairman of the Shajarata concern. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? I pray you forgive me my poor joke, and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I have operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildebrand awakened and returned to full health. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. Jesus. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? But that's right. I just had finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes for this new recipe. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Manderville man himself. By all means. The inspector is resting in a room up in Karma. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he'd enjoy your company. Let's go. The Shadowbringers Hildebrand quests were quite short, if my memory serves. I'm sort of hoping for the same. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. If I could finish this fairly soon, we could play a little bit of Three Houses. Oh god, I'm going the wrong way. I should just teleport. I've already made my bed. You know what I think? I think Hildebrand's soul... Hildebrand doesn't have his soul. I think he's in the first somehow. And I think I'm gonna have to go to the first and put him in a little crystal. And then bring him back. I love how colorful this place is. Oh, he looks dead. That's all you need. Isn't this room nice? Master Chupacabra's taking care of everything. Even paid the rent in full. But I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? Study the sleeping Inspector Hildebrand. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. I don't want this. Target a section and examine it in more detail. I don't want to zoom in on Hildebrand. The exquisite bucklers of the stylish footwear are a design unique to House Manderville. Their shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only on the rarest occasions does this man resort to violence. Troubling, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. Rugged features belly what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mane of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. God damn it. I would say the Heavensward Hildebrand is probably the most boring of the Hildebrands. Stormblood was at least short, if not incredibly stupid. Huh? Oh, finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? Well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal. I see. I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? Return his soul to his body? But where did it go? And what is it doing there? Probably went to the first to become the gentleman of darkness, as you do. I see! Right, so you can go there? Great, in that case I'll leave the soul searching to you. We're making a great assumption that it went to the first, because the only reason why the Scion souls went to the first was because Graha and Tia pulled them there. Who pulled Hildebrand's soul to the first, and why? I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you've arrived in this otherworldly world, please look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue, and chat with people there. That's standard agent of inquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildebrand we're talking about, don't be too surprised if you find him asleep or haven't forgotten a thing or two. But not to worry. I prepared my traditional medicine, just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. Oh, you're blaming Elidibus? I guess that's true. Hildebrand was a gentleman of light for Elidibus. Crystalria music is very good, though. Celia, do you have anything? And you're here too. There's doubtless much I can learn from work as a bounty hunter, especially with Tainor as my guide. At loose ends, are you? You're welcome to loiter about here if you intend to spend some coin while you're at it. Not that I'm not grateful for the business you've brought in. Mind, the hunters are here, and even more often now than they are working together, and their accounts never go unsettled for long. They're a pain in the ass to serve, of course, but I'll drop your name next time I need them to behave. Still, it's nice to feel like something grand is in motion again. Perhaps Ardbert rubbed off on me more than I anticipated. Still tending the bar, cleaning up after drunkards in Gilnard. If this is the punishment you had in mind, I struggle to fathom a harsher fate. In all seriousness, I continue to spare my moments to entertain patrons with stories of the Warriors of Light, and thanks to your recent exploit, it's never been easier to find willing ears. What's more, with no more imposter walking about deceiving the masses, I'm now free to share my tale in its entirety, to speak with the unadulterated truth. It seems I shall remain in my calling as a tavern wench for a while yet. Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman sense tells me that's not why you're here. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? He's Hume, burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Oh, yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were battling the horde of spectral warriors. Oh. Goyo, come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. That's so? Quick, this ain't ale ain't gonna drink itself. Lovely Kazusagi, what brings you back to our neck of the woods? Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first, I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the spirit woozits, but no, he just stood there, striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me, damned if I could tell. Still, he was glowing, and while I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, ghost," and sent him packing. Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a Shuriken? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Could it be? The Warrior of Darkness. Oh, you two. I thought that was your voice, but was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. They've been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We've little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's not caused any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending this miscreant as well? Not quite, Vonard. Kazusagi's come back to track down a missing friend. I wouldn't call him a friend, per se, but I too happen to be looking for a man prone to posing. If the man you're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. It would be an honor and a great help. We're just about to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join us in Sullen when you've finished here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. Hildebrand. Did I see him? You bet I did. I was crossing through the forest of the lost shepherd, on my way to deliver fish to the hostile imperative. Out of nowhere, the odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, circled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized I wasn't going to do anything. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. Oh, that fellow? I saw him the other day on the way home from Claremelt. I enjoyed one too many liberations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turned dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home. Then I felt a gentle tugging at my arm. And would you believe it? The odd-looking man led me out of the forest and sent me back onto the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply and struck his pose and walked off. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but then he only wanted to warn me that foul beasts lurk in the forest and that I should be wary. Contrary to appearances, I'd say he was actually quite gentlemanly. This is all Elidibus's fault, actually. This is the worst thing Elidibus has ever done. Finished questioning the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? Not only has the poser caused no harm, but he's even helped people? So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say, but there's no reason to doubt what we heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? Then that's where we'll look next, shall we? Well, here we are. But how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the Warrior of Darkness. Show us what you've got in mind, and we'll back you up to the best of our ability. Don't do it, Casa. Don't dance. Don't do the Manderville. No. Casa, no. No! Let's do the mambo. I hate this. No. Hawk, what familiar, gentlemanly gyrations are these? I will never forgive Elidibus for this. Oh my god. On your guard, it's a sin eater. No, wait, that's no sin eater. It's Hildebrand. Hildebrand? Who is this Hildebrand of whom you speak? I am the forgiven gentleman, devourer of sins, light warden extraordinaire. No. You're not a sin eater. You're Hildebrand, the gentleman inspector. Please let me fight this man. Inspector, sin eater, inspector, sin eater. You're acquainted with this gentleman? Right then. Clearly your friend has been through a lot, but still, how did he get it in his head that he's a sin eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? Punch him. Just take him out. Explosives? We're still trying to save him, right? No. Yeah. Wicked White, we've killed him. Oh, I say, Kasasagi, I had resigned myself to Nashu's ungentle mythology, but you too, my brutish friend. But never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Inspectoral Rift. Oh god. The echo. Everybody's having it. Oh, where am I? Who am I? The sickening light, the aggressive posturing. I know who you are. You're one of them, ain't you? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. Piss off, ghost! Anyway. Use you as a perch. This is so much. Oh my god. Run for your lives! It's a sin eater! A sin eater? And then you decided you were a sin eater? I think that's the worst vision you've ever had, Casa. I'll be damned. I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a sin eater. No wonder! Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we? And why is it so purple? The first? And the first what? Are you telling me we've somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Good gods! To think that I transcended the very boundaries of time and space! But worry not, my adoring fans. Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire will return to you forthwith. Oh no, there's more. Hildebrand is back and full of spectral beans. While I've enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first that I can remember, we should be going back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? Restore my soul with a spirit vessel? Say no more. Your cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It is not unlike the brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. We require the services of Becklug. Splendid! I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let us pay this Becklug a visit. I'm not sure what you're planning to do with souls, but if you require Becklug's assistance, we can help. Aye. They've aided us time and time again, and I reckon they'd do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity. I was so naive, so foolish, to think that it would be a single quest. There's two cutscenes with wild animation happening. I simply thought that was the end. could just be done. But nay. If you're ready, I'll call for Becklug. Well, I'll never truly be ready. Ah, the generous soul, Sommelier. You have come highly recommended by Kasasagi, and what an adorable little puppy you have. So, what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but there seems to be some Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Kasasagi? I have a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. But I presume he is a friend of yours, and one in need no less? What? Another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was the last time? Yet you waltz in here and ask me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat. In his case is no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul, as they were. We'll need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a porksy on hand. We've been using it to treat the patients at risk of transforming into eaters, but I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before, the process can place great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there is a chance his will not survive, and the very essence will be rent asunder. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Kasasaki knows me all too well, I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog. You needn't worry for Hildebrand, Hildenor, Maximilian Manderville. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried. And they have. Come along then, Hildi. I can't believe I bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me to the soul siphon, and I shall hop right in. The rest you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. You will be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need do is take his spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his souls and memories intact. If there's nothing else, Vonard and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Kasasagi, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what just happened, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again, rest assured that Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. Well, this was weird and stupid. Goodbye. Oh, back to Razathan with us. Oh. You're back, and not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. The inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The inspector's body has gone missing. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double-checked every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We've got a case in our hands. The case of evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come on, let's start looking for witnesses. It was that man. Come on, Nashu. Did I see anyone get carried out of the house, you ask? I was too distracted with stock taking to make note of comings and goings. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I didn't see anyone carrying a person out of that house, no, but I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack. So heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
Siri, why did you activate?
I don't understand. Siri, why did you activate?
Oh my god.
But I could search the web for it.
Ah, there you are. This man says he has vital information that will help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Delion, editor-in-chief in the Thavnian Truth. I love your little spooky mask. A monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me the news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident, but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. Are you saying it was alien? They come from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world, our society, and buildings, our very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be. You protest. Ah, but it could, and it is. Your dear friend, the inspector, has been abducted by aliens. Stupid. Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better. You poor, deluded child. That they do, but to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world. What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Charlians are in league with our to be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The Final Days was also a work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions, but it would seem events have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying our abductions here at Razathan. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in their base, on the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle in fiendish delight. Ah, but I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. Man, this man's gonna flip when he finds out where dragons come from. Oh no, that sounded awful. We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once. I think he was a few materia short of a full meld. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not them, then who's probing them? A man carrying a suspiciously large sack? That sounds promising. Maybe someone else can tell us more. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. Oh good, Nashu is accompanying me. Karagna and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts, too. Longer than anyone I've ever met in Eorzea. The man with the sack. Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended into Aldana's path, then went over the fountain, where he met with the merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down the merchant. Oh boy. The tinfoiling alien conspiracy theory, man, has got me absolutely reeling. I feel like I need to sit down, and I'm already sitting down. A man with a large sack? Ha! You bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first, I told him to get lost. That bird and I go way back and so forth, but he was in a hurry and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental, and now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say where he was planning on going next? He was muttering something about having to get to Saltwind's Welcome in a hurry, probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Kasasaki? We need to head to Saltwind's Welcome right away. I don't know where that is. Oh, that makes sense. Ooh. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there! That man is definitely up to no good. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. Mr. Chupacabra, but he expressly told us he put his evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The goods appear to be none worse for the wearer. Very well, your payment as promised. My client will be most pleased. I wonder if it's not as deep as all this. Like, he's not actually being evil. Never mind. Oh no! Is he going to feed the inspector to that giant sea monster? It is an honor and a pleasure as always, Dr. Luke. This man is still alive? I have faith this specimen will meet with your satisfaction. So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Manderville Man? None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalmold itself, and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma, from which I am assured he will never awake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors cannot fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body of mine to command, I will exact a bloody, glorious revenge. Forgive my boldness, Dr. Lueg, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not. With the Telephore gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept such spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. Not you, not now! Ugh, I must away. Wait, Dr. Luke, my payment. Wake up, Inspector! Oh my god. Oh, you shouldn't throw that. Could it be? The world's no longer purple. Stop moving, damn you! You're supposed to be a comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Oh my god. Gus is just so exhausted. He's going to the moon! Oh my god. Oh no, wait, maybe he's not. Nope, there he goes. Oh. Oh, thank God. This could have gotten really stupid. We can't have that. hell? I say, that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to. More importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Uh, oh my god. They're gonna add poo-poo into this? The little blue alien? No, I won't allow it. You can't put poo-poo into Hildebrand. Wait, Inspector. Oh my god. I knew it! An alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness it one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Cenarian Truth shall be the best one yet. And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went, and then came back, and then floated off again. I hope Cass is telling her how stupid this is. No. I'm not helping. He's gone. I know it's not the first time he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. Still, there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Razanhan. Oh, Inspector! Why have you left me again, and where have you gone? No, this won't do! Get it together, Nashu! There's a case to be solved! Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant, Nashu, will solve the mystery of your disappearance again. Don't you worry, Kazasagi. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Am I gonna get a cutscene? What? Please leave Garlemald out of these stupid side stories. Oh no, that's the moon. I thought I said Castromare, and I was like, no. Leave them alone. Please show me poo-poo. Show me the boy. There he is. Here he is the boy. Why is he so defiant? That's poo-poo. What is the credit? I'm not gonna... Whew. But you can tell Final Fantasy XIV is making a lot more money because they put it all into whatever the fuck this was. They said that Hildebrand is very expensive to make. The fact that we got several cutscenes of decent quality is just so stupid. Well, I guess we'll figure out what happens with that next patch. When is the next time we'll be playing Final Fantasy XIV? Live letter is in July, which I think will be, I guess, in a month, right? We're looking mid-August for patch 2, 6.2. When did 6.1 come out, actually? Because it's going to be every 4 months now. Fantasy 14. April 11th was when we got the notes for 6.1, so that puts us at 1 month, 2 months. Yeah, we're looking at August. August, probably 9th that the patch is gonna drop. So that's when we'll go back and play Final Fantasy XIV. It is up in the air if there will be any more Dragon Song Prong. It's something that I will inform you of once I know. But thank you. So wait, when is raid 6? Oh, we can play an hour and a half of Three Hopes, or no, Three Houses. Okay. I'm going to turn off stream. I'm going to take a 10-minute break, and then I will be back with a little bit of Three Houses, because we have to play as much of that as possible every waking moment of my day. So, I'll be back in 10, but I am going to shut off the stream. So I will see you very soon. Goodbye.